Sometimes in this game, you find ways to win games, and sometimes you find ways to lose games. And I certainly feel like we found a way to lose that game. You know, give Kentucky credit. They came out and played really good on offense. Their quarterback threw the ball deep. We knew that coming in, that he was a good deep ball thrower. We didn't get our safety in the middle deep enough and make plays on the football. And then in the third quarter, defensively, we couldn't get off the field. You know, I don't know how many plays we had in the third quarter, but I know it wasn't very many. But with all of that, you know, we're moving the ball on offense. We're in a position to score twice, and we turn it over with an interception and a fumble. And, you know, it's really disappointing. It's really hard. Like I said, Kentucky did a good job on their offensive game plan. But we've got to be able to find a way to win that game, and we didn't do it.
Coach, if you could just talk about the range of emotions going from being right outside the playoffs to now having to rally from losing these two games. How do you get the team back focused?
Yeah, losing's hard. There's no question. Losing's hard. It is part of this profession. It is part of this game, and you have to learn how to handle it. You have to learn how to learn from it. I did feel like that we learned from the Houston game. I thought we came out and had good attitude and good practices, and today we just came up a little short.
Bobby, you tied the game at 38 with about 7 minutes left. Take us in from there. How much of it was either fatigue or breakdowns of errors, or just what were the elements for you with it?
Yeah, really, right then, you know, we say, hey, we get one stop and get the ball back and go win the game. We got the one stop, we got the ball back, and we're driving down to win the game. And, you know, I think Lamar tried to do too much. You know, we ran the similar play to what we ran earlier. He handed the ball off and when we ran in the end zone, and he misread that one and didn't take care of the ball the way he knows how to. And we ended up turning it over. But, you know, you felt good about where we were at, looking at the clock, saying, hey, at least we can get a field goal. We can do anything we want here to win the game. But turn it over. That was the one thing we couldn't do, and that's what we did.
How do you evaluate Lamar overall today?
Yeah, we're going to come in and watch the video, and that's how you evaluate is you watch the video and see everything that's going on out there.
Defensively, it's like you guys really had struggles, obviously slowing them down. They present something different than you saw on tape? Or?
No, we knew they were going to run the Wildcat, and we needed to tackle better and get it stopped. And we let them a couple times get outside on the edge, you know, where a defensive end, outside linebacker is supposed to set the edge and turn everything back in, and he tried to come under, especially when we're on the -1. You know, that's just an assignment error. And then they threw the ball deep. We knew coming in they were going to take their shots down the field with the first play of the game. And, you know, we didn't have our safety in the right position. We didn't, you know, we hung the corners out there all by themselves with no help in the middle. You're not going to win a lot of times if you do that. So they executed and we didn't.
You talked about Lamar Jackson and his ball security. He's such a dynamic player, but what does he have to remember when he gets outside the pocket like that?
Yeah, well, really what he needed to do right there is just hand the ball off. You know, trust his teammates, hand the ball off, let them make the play. That's exactly what his read told him to do. And then he just tried to do too much and turned the ball over.
Coach, it seemed like there were some opportunities for maybe Lamar to escape the pocket and get out and scramble earlier, kind of taking some sacks that maybe weren't necessary. Do you think that he's almost trying to stay in the pocket too long? You know, should you want to see him get away earlier?
Really? That's a bad question right there. Lamar competes his butt off, does everything he possibly can to help us win. He's had an amazing season, all right? He's used all the talent that God gave him, all right? And that's a bad job of questioning him. Thank you.